Da, da, dun, 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 da, da. Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a very special audio fan commentary. Today, myself and Jack McCullough are going to be commentating on the new release, Rogue One, a Star Wars story. The latest Star Wars movie has been released on DVD and Blu-ray, and we're going to do a commentary on it. We've both got our copies, and we're ready to go. So, again, like other commentaries, this is a purely fan-based thing. There's no profit out of any of this. We're simply fans commentating, with our thoughts and opinions. This should be interesting as it's a new release. Yeah, and if you want to join us, if you do have a copy of the film by this point, then put your timestamp to 0 and follow along with us. So, Jack, would you like to say anything before we start watching Rogue One?
No fucking opening crawl!
Yeah, no opening crawl, but oh well.
Joking.
So, shall we?
Yep, whenever you're ready.
3, 2, 1, play.
Lucasfilm logo.
Yeah, I'm so glad to finally watch this on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Oh,
Yep.
We're in space.
Opening crawl, we have a pan up. I mean, a lot of people were pissed off at the fact that there was no opening crawl in this movie, but I don't mind it. I mean, it is a spin-off. You don't really need the opening crawl because the whole movie is an opening crawl.
It's based off an opening crawl. Already, I can tell you this is visually beautiful. Gareth Edwards he's a visual master. He really is. I mean, fuck the prequels. I mean, this is beautiful.
The CGI is good, and yeah, I like the shot of just following the spaceship as it arrives on this planet.
Yeah, what is the actual name of the planet? Because it's never specified in the film.
I don't know. You've got a young Jyn Erso here.
I really like the sort of the suspense of the opening scene.
Yeah.
Like that the Empire are coming to take Galen's family.
Here. Yeah.
Yes, Mads Mikkelsen playing a good guy for a change.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's cool that he's not the bad guy in this. It would be so obvious if he was.
Yeah.
I love the attention as well, the detail. Like this kitchen, it's reminiscent of the home in A New Hope. Luke's home in A New Hope.
It is, yeah.
I think the music's really great. I mean, a lot of people said Michael Giacchino's score just wasn't very good, but I think it was really good. I mean, I think it was better than John Williams' score for The Force Awakens.
I mean, yeah, considering Giacchino had 4 weeks to actually write the score, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
I love the Jyn Erso theme that plays later on in the film. This is also like a very moving film as well, like the whole father-daughter relationship that goes on here.
What do you think of these stormtroopers, like the black ones?
I like them. I think they're called Dark Troopers.
Yeah.
I think this is a great scene. When I first watched it, it did take a while. It was a bit of a slow start, but I think it works because because of when we see Orson Krennic and talking to Galen.
Just saying to Galen, you've taken bad care of your body.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
thing I didn't really get was
Edwards. Visuals are great.
When Jin's mother gives her the crystal, I thought at first Jyn was going to get a lightsaber, but that never really went anywhere when she got a crystal. But it's not a criticism of the film. It just would have been something nice for them to actually reference later on.
Do you want talent?
But are you on?
Just when he's talking to Galen.
Yeah. I mean, the guy plays Orson Krennic here. He's a bit over the top, which, you know, it's not a bad thing, but, you know, there are bits in the movie where you're like, you can tone it down, you know?
I think he's trying to appeal to kind of like the Ian McDiarmid Emperor performance in that sense. He's trying to homage that. But yeah, he does come across as a little bit over the top.
Yeah. I mean, these dark troopers here, whatever they're called, when I first saw them, I thought they're a bit too technologically advanced for this time period, but I suppose that's just a nitpick.
I know what you mean. They do look a bit more flash than they would in A New Hope.
I do like the scene, though, where, like, he's talking to Galen, and he's basically saying, finish the Death Star.
Yeah, although it pretty much is finished, more or less.
Yeah. I mean, at the point we saw it in Revenge of the Sith, it was just starting construction.
I mean, that was like literally before this. I think that was like nearly 20 years before this. So it's taken them 20 years to finish it.
Yeah.
Lyra back from the dead.
Yeah. Yeah. I like his outfit he's wearing.
Troublesome as ever.
You're not taking him.
No, of course I'm not. I'm taking you all.
I'm taking you all.
As hostages.
As heroes of the Empire. Yeah.
I think Mads Mikkelsen can show he can play sympathetic characters as well as bastards in this film.
Yeah. I'm glad he was cast because I don't want to see him just play villains all the time.
Yeah. Seeing where she died, quite dramatic.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he did kill her off, actually. I mean, I don't understand why Orson Krennic did order his wife to be killed. Because I mean, surely that wouldn't want to make him finish the Death Star. Surely that would make him hate him more.
Yeah, I would have thought that Krennic would have just captured his wife and tortured him, and would not kill her on the proviso that he finished the job. But also, why does she have a doll of a stormtrooper? If she hates the Empire that much.
Yeah, a bit weird.
Nice piece of score there by Michael Giacchino.
Yeah. I remember actually the first time we watched this was with my friend in the cinema, and then we loved it so much we actually saw it a second time. Like
on the same day?
No, not on the same day, like a week later, a couple of days later.
Oh, nice. Like just...
What?
It's beautifully shot.
Yeah. I mean, when I first heard Gareth Edwards was going to direct this, I was really worried because he directed that awful Godzilla film,
which everybody just loved.
I just thought it was going to be really boring, but surprisingly, he did a really good job with this film.
I was surprised how good this was, actually, and that I actually preferred it to The Force Awakens.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people's reaction to this film was kind of being like, some people prefer it, some people think The Force Awakens is better.
And there's the title, Rogue One.
I kind of like the fact that it's not the Star Wars theme. It's like something a bit similar, but it's not the Star Wars theme.
Yeah, it makes it different. I mean, this movie wouldn't have worked with the open crawl, given the tone. It's darker than the other films. I know. Sorry, go ahead. I
was
saying, keep doing it for the Skywalker films. Yeah, fair enough. But standalone films, you can get away with it. It's different.
I know Harry thought it was a big mistake not having the opening crawl, but I mean, I disagree. I mean, I think, you don't need a crawl. I mean, if you think about it, the opening crawl, they already explain everything in the movie, so there's no need to have it. I mean, it's nice having the opening crawl, but it doesn't really add much to the film if you think about it.
It's
You
just,
already know what's happening.
it's a tradition of Star Wars.
Yeah. I think what I prefer this to Rogue One is just the originality in it. Just a lot more. You can tell he took a bigger risk with this film than he did.
Sorry, you mean you prefer this to The Force Awakens?
What?
You said you prefer this to Rogue One. I was like, what?
No, I said I prefer this to Force Awakens.
Okay. Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's more original. And for years, I've wondered how they actually stole the Death Star plans, and thankfully, they tell it really well in this film.
What bit are you on?
When we see Cassian and that guy.
Yeah. I mean, that actor I've seen in a lot of comedy shows over here. He's been in a lot of sitcoms and stuff.
Yeah, I thought I recognized him. I don't know who he actually is, but I recognize him.
An Imperial pilot. One of the cargo drivers, he defected yesterday.
It defected yesterday, mate.
They're making a weapon.
Right, mate.
That's what they're for.
I mean, the guy who played K2SO originally wanted to do his voice in a Cockney accent, but listening to the guy who played K2S, listening to his Cockney accent, I'm glad he didn't do it because it's just a horrible American interpretation of a Cockney accent.
It's not Star Wars. Cockney accents wouldn't fit Star Wars. Like John Boyega was going to do a British accent for Finn, but then J.J. Abrams said no, American works a lot better.
I don't understand that, but it was like, oh, it's my gloves, and he just shoots the two stormtroopers.
Like he's the first Mexican actor to be in a Star Wars movie, at least from what I remember.
Yeah, I love the fact they brought back the original outfits.
Yeah,
it's just like when you're watching it, you're like, this is great.
Seems a bit misleading, like when he just kills him like that. But obviously, we know he's a good guy.
I mean, Diego Luna here is apparently he's going to play Scarface in the remake of Scarface. It's coming out soon. Which, to be honest, I mean, I like Diego Luna, but I don't think he could replace Al Pacino with Scarface. You know, it's kind of like a role don't need to touch.
Yeah, you're probably right. But well, I mean, good for him for getting the work. I mean, he's a good actor.
Yeah, but I just don't see him. I mean, this scene here, actually, you may think like what, but like this scene here where they're on the planet walking through this desert, it reminds me a bit of Star Trek V, the opening to that.
Is that it?
I don't remember the desert part in that opening for Star Trek V, but yeah. The pilot.
So Guerrero.
I need to speak to Superman. I keep telling him before.
The one with the asthma problem. Run! Save yourself!
I mean, Saw Gerrera, when I first saw him with that oxygen mask, I just thought, he's a Darth Vader ripoff here. Like, do we really need him breathing in and out of an oxygen mask?
I wouldn't go that far, but it's definitely a cliche. I mean,
That's a
Kylo
cool
Ren.
shot of the Jedi statue there on Jeddah.
Yeah, Jeddah. Like, all the planets in this film are really interesting. Like, especially Scarif, which is where the climax takes place.
Yeah.
We get that octopus thing. It looks like an Ood, actually. That thing.
Yeah. Imagine that they arrived on the planet of the Ood.
Yeah, I have to say, as much as I like Daisy Ridley, I prefer Felicity Jones. I'm sorry, but I think Felicity Jones plays Jyn better than Daisy Ridley plays Rey. But that's just my opinion.
Interesting you say that. I know some guy who said he preferred Force Awakens because Daisy Ridley was charismatic. He said like all that Felicity Jones does was just like make faces, but I disagree with that.
Yeah.
I like the scene. I don't understand why she beats them up though. Like, I mean, they've come to save her. Why like beat the crap out of them?
I think she I think because the Empire killed her mother, she's emotional. She has a complete grudge against the Empire, so I guess it's because of that. But
Yeah, the return of Yavin 4 from A New Hope, Rebel
I was
Space.
surprised that we came here. I didn't realize this was going to happen.
I just love all the visual callbacks to the original film, and it's not like in your face. It's not like, oh, here's stuff from the original trilogy. It's like just like here it is, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's not a big deal.
Yeah. It doesn't take over the narrative.
Is that correct?
It's not like Die Another Day with like references.
Possession of unsanctioned weapon.
Force Awakens was a good film, but it was too nostalgic.
Resisting.
Yeah, the one thing I will say about that is it had too many references.
Authorities have found out who you really were, Jin, sir. That is your given name, is it not?
Jin arsehole.
Daughter of Galen, sir. A known Imperial collaborator.
Gay man arsehole.
Mon Mothma's back as well. I thought that was nice.
It's a chance.
Yeah, it's a different actress, but yeah, she looks a lot like her.
She does actually. I wonder whether she's related to the original actress.
You know what I heard? Apparently, Mon Mothma was supposed to appear in Revenge of the Sith, but George Lucas cut her scene out, and this actress played her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They cut a lot of things out of Revenge of the Sith, but that movie was long anyway, so
Yeah. Some could say too long.
Really?
it was a little bit too long.
I mean, Felicity Jones, I think, she's a good actress. She's been in
It's been a long time.
she's in a lot of movies now. She was in that film Inferno with Tom Hanks, and that film with the tree. Liam Neeson played.
Monster Calls, yeah. I saw that. That was very, very good.
Swear saved my life. He raised me. I have no idea where he is. I haven't seen him in years.
We know. That's not a problem. But we needed someone who gets us through.
You're rebels, aren't you? Yes.
You're rebels, aren't you?
On his own since he broke with the rebellion. His militancy has caused the Alliance a great many problems.
I like the.
We have no choice.
I like the dark sort of
What does this have to do with my father?
lighting in this film. The moody lighting.
It's reflective of the tone of something like Empire Strikes Back, which is darker.
Yeah.
He's claiming the Emperor is creating a weapon with the power to destroy the entire
I
planet.
like how Jimmy Smits returns in this film as Bail Organa.
Yeah. I love the fact as well that
Yes, he is critical to the development.
I mean, you know, going into this film, I just thought it was going to be a cheap cash in on the Star Wars name, but I was surprised at actually how good it was.
Because they chose a director who's in love with the original film, so you have that respect. I mean, obviously, you could say that for a lot of people. Like Abrams loved the original film too, but every director's different. And while yeah, you could argue yes, they are cashing in on Star Wars, which is it's okay. I mean, because people are going to get tired of the Marvel thing soon, so Star Wars will become the new cinematic universe. But I'm more of a Star Wars fan than a Marvel fan, so I'm all for that. Although I'm not excited for the Han Solo film. I just think you've got the wrong directors making that.
Not only that, but it's just like, what are you going to do with Han Solo? Like, really?
Yeah.
And apparently, the Han Solo's not his name. That's gonna piss me off.
Yeah.
I'm K2SO.
I like K2SO.
I will help you program.
I'm K2SO.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I don't think he's the best character in the film. Some people said he was the best character in the film, but I think Felicity Jones is.
It's Jin.
Yeah. Qui-Gon Jinn, lol.
That is okay.
Spin on the Jin.
My specialty is just strategic.
What do I know?
I mean, he's basically the C-3PO of this film in the sense that he's like the comic goof of the story.
Yeah. I like what's interesting as well is that they're not going to rescue Galen. Diego Luna's character is basically told to kill him.
Yeah. But little do they know, Galen is actually a victim in all of this.
What I like about Jin, unlike Daisy Ridley as Finn, she's
Right.
well. I mean, the film's called Rogue One, but she's a bit of a rebel, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. You mean Daisy Ridley as Rey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said Finn. Lol.
Yeah. I'm a stormtrooper. I'm here to save you, mate.
No, I mean, no, what I prefer about Felicity Jones as Jin compared to Daisy Ridley as Rey is the fact that she is just a bit of more of a rebel. Like, I mean, Rey is just kind of the all-round sort of good character, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Rey's good, but we don't know much about her as of yet. So, yeah. I can't say much about Rey. I mean, the performance was good, but yeah. I mean, this is nice when they're leaving. The music here is really good.
Yeah. Forrest Whitaker here.
Yeah. He's a bit over the top as well.
I kind of like him in this, though.
Although he's...
What's with his voice, though? He's got a really high-pitched voice in this.
He's a bit underdeveloped, though.
Yeah.
All we know is that, like, he raised Jin after her mum died, and then her dad was taken by the Empire, but apparently he's in the Clone Wars, and there's a lot of backstory regarding that.
A lot of people say the characters in this film are really underdeveloped and are not that memorable, and that's what brings the film down. But I disagree. I mean, of course the characters in Force Awakens are better developed. That's because you can make a whole trilogy about them. This is one film.
Yeah, it's a one-off.
Yeah, it's a one-off where you only have these characters for 2 hours, and you have to, I mean, the main plot is basically.
I mean, of course, it would be nice to have the development, but it doesn't bring the film down too much for me. But
yeah, but not only that, it's like the main part of the film isn't about the characters; it's about the mission.
Yeah, well, it's about Jin, really. So as long as you keep the film focused on Jin, then it's not too much of an issue. What colour? Is Paul Cullet the big octopus thingy?
Yeah.
That was a random scene.
Octopussy. She ain't a wussy. That Port Cullet.
Cruisers. Dun, dun, dun,
I
dun.
love this shot here. It's such a great shot. I think that's a model as well. I mean, it's just brilliant.
That's the way you do it, George. Production design, George. Production design.
And the Death Star. I think the attention to detail here is great.
And actually, CGI Tarkin is the best CGI we've seen for a while.
It's really great.
Actually, the actor that they got to basically do an impression of him, of Cushing, is actually very good.
Yeah. I've said this before, but I actually think that even though Peter Cushing's dead and this is CGI, I think he acts Orson Krennic off the screen just because it's Peter Cushing, even though it's CGI.
Yeah. You do actually believe he's there. I wonder what it was like for Ben Mendelsohn to do that scene, because the guy that they got obviously probably had the motion capture done, so he had the dots on his face. Yeah.
I think Peter Cushing as well. I mean, just talking about Peter Cushing as an actor. I mean, he's been dead for 20 odd years now, but Grand Moff Tarkin, I think, is one of the most underrated Star Wars villains. I just think he's great because he never really raises his voice, and it's just really sinister. Like Peter Cushing as Grand Moff Tarkin, just really slimy.
Dun, dun, dun.
At first, when you just saw Grand Moff Tarkin reflected in the glass, I thought that was all you were going to see of him.
That was a great scene.
Yeah. Look at the flashback here.
Young Jin.
Yeah.
It looks like he's drinking chloroform. Look like green sort of sludge.
Yeah.
You want
I
to
thought
have
it was
shower juice?
I thought he was drinking food coloring.
Do you want a cup of Jower juice? Oh yes, thank you.
Imagine Jar Jar Binks built the Death Star.
Ooh, means I'm gonna fix it. You don't have the parts.
Republic credits will do fine.
Get some kind of Jedi with your hand around like that. God, I mean, this far into the Phantom Menace would have still been like them going to Naboo to rescue the Queen. Ugh, the pacing is so much better.
Yeah. Oh god, Phantom Menace is just such a slog to sit through.
Yeah, even though you have a couple of cool moments in it.
As a kid, like it went by really quickly for me, but like rewatching it like a couple of years ago, it was just so boring. Same with Attack of the Clones, but just so badly paced. It's just a lot of talking. I mean, and you know, Star Wars films, they're supposed to be action bumps, not supposed to be, you know.
I mean, the good thing here is at least the story it's simpler and it's much more interesting than Taxation. I mean, another criticism I have to make though is another desert planet. Come on, guys, really?
Yeah.
3 desert planets now. It's getting a bit repetitive.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of Phantom Menace, that ship they're in kind of reminds me of the ship that they had in the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, like the silver ship that they have to get repaired, don't they?
Yeah.
I like all the stuff in Jeddah.
Yeah, that outfit Diego Luna's wearing, it looks like the Han Solo outfit from Empire Strikes Back when he's on Hoth.
Oh yeah, does a little bit. Don't know why he's wearing that coat in a hot desert planet, but well, it's his funeral.
Well, surprisingly, deserts can get really cold.
At night time, yeah.
You should leave target practice behind.
Well, it is evening, I guess.
Are you talking about me?
Are you talking about me? That reminds me of a more pompous, smart arse C-3PO.
He pretty much is a C-3PO ripoff, but you know, he works.
Yeah.
Half the people here want to reprogram it. The other half want to control me.
You're so concerned with my safety.
Daisy Ridley is
I might miss you.
She's attractive, but I think Felicity Jones is attractive as well.
Both me and Alan were talking recently on Google Plus about Felicity Jones, and now we both have a crush on her. So
yeah, bro.
Like this is a strange scene. I never got this point of the scene until I watched it a couple of times. Like he obviously,
I know Stockman made a big deal about it, but I don't mind it.
It's basically Saw Gerrera's lie detector. McCullough knows the truth.
No lie.
I just find him hilariously over the top.
No lie, it's safe.
Odie, look, cargo pilot.
One thing that I do love about this film, Force Awakens, practical effects, practical things.
Yeah, take that, George Lucas.
Yeah. Isn't me, but just like Forrest Whitaker looked like he has a lazy eye.
I don't. Possibly. This scene in Market does remind me a little bit of the Phantom Menace when they go to Tatooine.
Yeah. I think you're right about Gareth Edwards. He is a master of visual, just visuals in general. And I think the CGI and the real models when they have them are great.
Oh, they bump into that guy who's in the bar in A New Hope on Tatooine.
Yeah. When I first saw that, I was like, "Oh, that's awesome!" And it was just a really like subtle reference. Like you blink and you miss it. You know, it's only there for a couple of seconds.
I mean, those are the best references, the ones that catch your eye just by pure chance.
Those red guards, are they like the Emperor's guards? They look a bit like them from Return of the Jedi.
They would have called it Tatooine if they didn't blow it up.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, why do we need another desert planet? Like, do you think we could just go to a forest this time or somewhere else? Why does it always have to be a desert planet? You know.
It would have been nice to have something else that wasn't so familiar.
I mean, Jakku, and you know, they may as well just call this Tatooine or Jakku.
Yeah, but, I mean, well, they had to blow it up, so they couldn't call it that. Otherwise, it wouldn't have worked in the timeline. But
I'm speaking to you.
Donnie Yen.
Yeah.
I really like Donnie Yen's character in this. I am with the Force, and the Force is with me. I am with the Force, and the Force is with me.
That's literally like his biography.
Yeah.
What do you know about Kyber
Crystal.
My father,
It's interesting because he's not a Jedi, but he is one with the Force.
He's like a martial arts master. Apparently, it was his idea to make the character blind.
Well, I think that's kind of cool in some ways. I mean, not that he's blind, but just that you have a character who is in some kind of way disabled, but you know he can't fight and like be like a normal person.
That he has to use the Force to kind of fight, essentially.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised at how quick this has gone. It's 29 minutes in, and it's gone pretty quickly.
It's quicker than I remember.
Yeah.
Because in the cinema, by this point, it did feel like, come on, we need to, let's just move a little bit quicker. But
I think this scene with the stormtroopers and the tanks, it's really cool.
Where did they get the tank? Blimey. This is a pretty cool action scene coming up in the market. I always enjoyed this.
This scene kind of reminds me, like, this may sound weird, but I was talking to a friend about it. Like the fact that these people are like, you know, they're like the fact that these people are blowing up these tanks and they're all in hoods and stuff. It kind of reminds you of something from like, I don't know, from recent wars like Afghanistan and something like that. You know, like just kind of the fact that they're in the desert and you've got, you know, people blowing themselves up and stuff. Kind of reminds you of like recent wars that have been fought. Which kind of makes it realistic in that sense.
Yeah. The effects are incredible.
Yeah. I think the action is great as well. Yeah, what I like about this film as well, it's more of a gritty war movie.
Yeah.
This is definitely geared more for younger adults than it is children. I think The Force Awakens, while it was a good film, it was pandering more for children.
Yeah, it was more like family audiences.
Yeah.
Ooh. Bang.
I think as well, the film is really for the fans. It's really for the fans of the original trilogy.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
I love the costumes as well. I think the costumes are great.
Oh, and there's the the Wampa. There was a Wampa just there.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. I love the fact he brought the walkers back from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. Wait, we wouldn't see those walkers, would we, till Return of the Jedi? Like,
I think you briefly see them in Empire Strikes Back.
yeah. Well, on Hoth, don't we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Sorry. Yeah. So we wouldn't see.
Well, actually, yeah, we have the walkers, the big ones from Empire Strikes Back at the end, very end as well.
Yeah. Jin's just kicking ass.
I like this bit.
I thought I told you to stay on the ship. You did. But I thought it was boring and you were in trouble.
You know, Jyn Erso kind of reminds me a bit of Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia. She's more of a bad arse.
I kind of, but then Leia kind of was a damsel in distress. Jyn.
I know, but when you see her, like, you know, when they rescue her and she gets the blaster, she's like, into the garbage chute, flyboy.
Yeah, she reminds me more of Leia in Return of the Jedi, like
Yeah.
just like the fighter.
In prison.
Prison.
He's like, quiet, scum.
Quiet! It's a fresh one if you mouth off again. Here's some good lines in this film. Also the production design of this film. It looks great.
I saw this film in the cinema about 3 times, I think. I saw it twice with my friend and once with my mum and brother.
Mm.
My mum actually really liked this film. She even said she preferred it to The Force Awakens as well.
I am with the Force.
I am with the Force. This is a great scene when Donnie Yen just takes all of them out.
Yeah.
Set, stop right there.
The shots here are great. But all right. He kicks arse, Donnie Yen.
I think he's I'm not sure what kind of martial art he's doing. Is it kendo or something?
I don't know.
It looks something on the lines of that. So I think kendo, you do use sort of staffs.
If you think about it, the fact that he is sort of like, you know, doing karate. I mean, Star Wars is sort of, you know, they based Star Wars, a lot of mythology on Japanese and Chinese culture, like karate and stuff like that.
Yeah, like, because the Jedi are, of course, a religion.
I suppose, like, you could say the Jedi are a bit like Buddhists in that they, you know, they're kind of peaceful people, but they fight when they need to.
Yeah.
Sorry about the slap.
I'm sorry about the slap.
Go back to the ship.
I'm surprised it didn't, like, wreck his jaw when he slapped him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because he's, like, hard metal, isn't he? Katos.
Yeah.
Here anymore. Only dreamers like this book.
The Force did protect me.
Yeah.
I protect
Excuse me, we're no friends of the Empire.
Dedicate to book is still a code.
Me and my friends belong to Saw Gerrera.
I think Felicity Jones is actually really good in this.
I agree. Are you kidding me? I'm blind.
Yeah, I love that bit.
I think she gives the part a lot of emotional weight. Like the scene coming up when she sees the hologram of Mads Mikkelsen. That's really touching.
Even though this is a one-off, I've heard rumors that they might do a prequel to Rogue One, but I don't see how you could do a prequel to a prequel.
I think you've told all the backstory you need to with Jyn. Unless you want to focus on the other characters, there's no point really.
I think it would be dumb doing a prequel to this film because yeah, you already know enough about Jyn Erso, and you already, you know, you don't need to add any more stuff to it.
Because at the end of the day, you know that all these characters die at the end of this film anyway, so there's no point.
Did they film the desert scenes here? Did they film them in Tunisia? Because I know with Phantom Menace in the original film, they filmed the desert scenes in Tunisia.
Quite possibly. Oh, there's a reference here to Return of the Jedi. The hologram of the dancing woman.
Yeah. There was that droid earlier, which was a reference to A New Hope.
Oh yeah. This is no Mos Eisley Cantina.
What I think makes this film stand above Force Awakens is that it is more original, and I just like the darker tone. The fact that it's more of a war movie. It's more, you know, you can tell that it's, you know, and what I like about it is, you know, we get more backstory of how the Empire came to be and stuff like that. How they came into the
and also Rogue One fixes that problem people had with the you know, with the Death Star. People said, oh, it's so easy to kill it. Galen obviously installed all that, so that was nicely explained.
Yeah, they even made fun of it in Family Guy. Like, it's like, oh, we got an exhaust port. It's like, oh, can we cover that up? Can we get some plywood? Like,
Forces are me.
I'm one of the Force, and the Force is for me.
I mean, you do kind of. I mean, the only thing I'd say, like, in terms of the characters, some of them, like Donnie Yen and the big guy, they don't really have a purpose to be there. They're just there, but they're interesting characters nonetheless.
Yeah.
Is it you?
Yeah.
Must be quite a surprise.
I do like Forrest Whitaker in this film, but I can understand if you think he's over the top.
A little bit. I mean, he's not. I don't think he's given enough development.
I think he's a weak link of the film. You didn't really need him in the film.
You were already the best soldier.
Yeah.
I was 16.
I was protecting you.
I like this scene though.
I'm an Imperial Night officer. People were starting to figure that out. People who wanted to use you as a hostage.
It's interesting the fact that, like, you know, he says like, oh, you would like to see the flag of the Empire fly above the galaxy. She's like, oh, it doesn't matter if you don't look at it.
Yeah. She doesn't. She wants nothing more to do with it. She doesn't care anymore. But when in reality, she does. She wants to see her daddy again.
It's interesting. At first, she doesn't give a stuff about the rebellion, but then she does care in the end.
I think because when her father dies, that kind of strikes a nerve, and that kind of calls her to arms. Essentially, she's like, "We need to make a stand." So I guess her father's death was the motivation for that, but obviously that comes later.
What I like about this film is that we see the guy who helped create the Death Star, but he didn't do it willingly. He was forced to do it. I mean, that's what I like about it. It's not like somebody built it and was like, yeah, let's build the Death Star, let's kill people. You know, he had to do it out of his own reluctance. He had to do it, you know, to save him and his family.
Yeah, and obviously it affected his daughter as well.
Yeah.
I know you don't particularly like the Stardust thing, but I don't mind it. I think it's quite nice. It's sweet. It helps sort of establish the relationship between her and her dad. So I like it. I think it's nice.
No, it's not bad. I just think it's a bit cheesy, like my Stardust, like. But it's not bad, like.
How he names the file Stardust, I think that's quite sweet. Yeah.
My friend was laughing when he first heard it because he's like, "What, the Robert De Niro movie Stardust?"
Stardust. It's actually a good film. I like that film.
Well, my friend doesn't. He's like, "What the fuck is Robert De Niro doing in the tutu?"
It shows he's got range.
You old fucker, huh? I'm talking to you, old fucker, huh?
You're the god fucker.
I've nipples, Greg. Can you milk me? He must have said that, like.
I'm really glad actually they didn't show the Emperor in this film. It would have ruined his reveal in Return of the Jedi.
It would have been pointless as well. I mean, a lot of people complain, like, well, I know Chris Stuckman complained that Darth Vader wasn't in this film enough, but it's not really his story. I mean, it would just be pointless to have him. What's he going to do, like, sit around in the Death Star?
Vader doesn't give two shits about the Death Star. Even in Episode 4, he's like, you know, do not be so proud of this technical terror you've constructed. And the Emperor would add nothing to this story as well. He'd just be there for no reason.
I think the actor who plays Grand Moff Tarkin in this, apparently he's from Emmerdale or something like that.
Yeah, he's not very well known from what I can remember.
He's very good. I mean, he sounds like Peter Cushing. You know, just his impression is great.
Yeah. It is almost his impression is almost pitch perfect.
Yeah, and the CGI, it's so believable. You almost think that it is Peter Cushing right there with you.
Mm. The pilot looks a bit out of it.
Yeah. What's interesting about this film as well is I remember I watched Weekends in the cinema with my cousin like a couple of years ago, and I remember he didn't think it was that great. Like, he was really hyped up for it, and like he liked it, but he was disappointed in it. But then when he watched Rogue One, he absolutely loved it. Like, he really liked it, which is surprising.
Everybody's had different reactions to both films. Some people prefer Episode 7, some people prefer this, some people like both but aren't that fussed. There's generally been mixed responses for both films.
Yeah. I mean, I love this scene as well. We have the Death Star, and it's like they have all the shots of the Death Star from like the original trilogy when they're like ready to use it.
Yeah. Yeah, when they're about to prepare it to destroy a planet.
Yeah. This scene's really emotional, like the way that you see Jin's crying because it's like the first time she's seen her like father in years, like heard from him.
And he's left. I wonder when he actually left the message for her.
Yeah. I mean,
Mads Mikkelsen does it really well, actually. Surprisingly, he makes it.
I can't imagine what you think of me. When I was taken, I faced
yeah. What were you saying?
I was told that.
I'd say Mads Mikkelsen plays it really well in this scene. I think this is probably his best scene. It's really moving.
I agree.
I knew if I refused to work.
And I think Jyn Erso's sorry, not Jyn Erso. I think well, yeah, Jyn Erso. I think Felicity Jones is Jyn Erso here. Her acting is really good. Like when she's crying, like you see that tear on her face after the hologram message ends.
Yeah, and she kind of falls to her knees because she's welling up.
Yeah, I like this bit where it's like it's called the Death Star, and he's like, "I've left a fault in it." It's a great way how they explain there is a fault in the Death Star. Like it makes sense, you know.
So much of my life has been wasted. I try to think of you only in the moments when I'm strong, because the pain of not having you with me, my mother, my family, the pain of that loss is so overwhelming. I risk failing even now. It's just so hard not to think of you.
Well, Jyn, you've taken bad care of your body.
Where you are.
Stardust.
You
know, it's really cool, like the Death Star going over the sun. It's like an eclipse.
It is actually, yeah. But the music changes as well. It gets really intense.
Yeah, as he's talking, they blow up that town. And it's so cool as well the way he explains he left that fault for Jyn to exploit. It makes sense then in the original trilogy how the rebels managed to blow up the Death Star.
Yeah, because in Episode 4 they just shoot a couple of those purple things down the hole, and then that's it. It blows up. But
yeah,
that was the reason why it's been placed there.
It's interesting as well because like Death Star explosion's like a mushroom cloud.
Magic mushrooms.
Could you imagine if, like, you know the way it's in a desert and that town blows up? Could you imagine like Harrison Ford in the fridge?
I
mean, that's one thing that I'm pissed off at Disney. Why are you making Indiana Jones 5? You've got Star Wars, you've got the...
There's no horizon. Yeah.
Do you think The Last Jedi will be better than Rogue One?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I won't be able to answer that question until I see a trailer.
Yeah. I just hope they don't kill off Luke.
I mean, Rian Johnson hopefully will do hopefully he's done a good job for The Last Jedi. I just don't want it to rip off The Empire Strikes Back, which is what I'm worried it's going to do.
I don't think it will do that. I mean, I think it got Force Awakens got enough criticism for copying A New Hope. If it copies Empire Strikes Back, then that'll be like the final nail in the coffin, I think.
I will run no longer. Save yourself. Go!
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, Ryan Johnson, he's written for Breaking Bad, and apparently his script is really good. And my friend said he directed this film called Brick, which should be good. So
Yeah. This is a really awesome scene. I mean, even though it takes ages for the planet to actually blow up.
I think the visual effects here are great. The CGI, it's only there when it's necessary.
Yeah, George, when necessary.
I mean, one thing I will say about the prequels, you look at them now, because all the backgrounds are CGI, it's just so obvious and it looks really dated.
Yeah, the prequels are getting really dated.
It's funny, the originals have aged better than the prequels. We said that in Return of the Jedi.
And the prequels came out like over 10 years after the originals, which is sad.
The Revenge of the Sith came out 22 years after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Saw Gerrera just decides to die.
I don't understand that. Like, why does he just let himself die?
I think maybe because he was already sort of half dead anyway. His body he was already kind of deformed, so he probably just thought, oh, there's not much point anymore. But yeah, he's barely in the film.
We're about 50 minutes in. I mean, I think this is where it picks up after this. I think so far it's been good, but it's been a little slow.
Yeah, I agree. I think as soon as they get to Jeddah, and Saw Gerrera, it gets a lot better.
I think the final act of the film is my favorite part.
I agree. When they go to the beach, it's just brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, as for the other spin-offs, I'm not looking forward to. I agree with you. I'm not looking forward to the Han Solo spin-off movie.
Yeah, I don't think the Han Solo one's going to be good at all. Also, this is a funny moment from Krennic.
Yeah.
I believe I owe you an apology, Director Krennic.
Tarkin decides to take control over Krennic's Death Star. He's like, we're here amidst my achievement, not yours.
Yeah.
I will tell him that with your misadventures have been rewarded with a weapon that will bring a swift end.
To the rebellion.
That was only an inkling of its destructive potential. I will tell him that I will be taking control over the weapon I first spoke of years ago, effectively.
With immediately.
We stand here amidst my achievement, not yours!
I'm afraid. Laid down your inadequacy.
Krennic, he's a pretty serviceable villain.
Yeah.
It's funny, the irony is that his own weapon kills him.
Yeah. I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Krennic, he's over the top. He's good, but even though Peter Cushing's dead, I think Peter Cushing CGI outacts him off the screen, Krennic.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Coded message.
Would you agree that Grand Moff Tarkin's one of the most underrated Star Wars villains?
Yeah, I mean, not many people seem to talk about him very much. It's all Darth Vader, the Emperor, Darth Maul. Nobody mentions Tarkin very much.
I think Tarkin's one of the best just because he never raises his voice, he never gets angry. And he's just really sinister.
But the only time he almost raises his voice is in episode 4 when he says to Leia, "No, name the system." But other than that, yeah, he's very contained.
That's what makes him creepy for me. He's just a slime ball. And I like the fact that he turns on Krennic and he's just like, I'm taking over.
Well, this is a good scene when we get to sort of spend time with the characters.
Yeah. Interesting thing is
Understood.
George Lucas, interesting thing is George Lucas preferred this a lot more to The Force Awakens. Like, he liked Force Awakens, but I think this film he just preferred because it was more original.
Yeah.
You brought the message.
Yes. Your father.
I mean, while I agree that Force Awakens has developed its characters better, I do think as a film, this is stronger.
Yeah.
And the nostalgia factor isn't cranked up to 11. It's, you know, the references are contained. Like, I'm okay with The Force Awakens' references, but they are a little bit in your face. It's like, you don't have to make the plot similar to A New Hope just out of respect, just to homage it. You can be your own thing. But it's, while it does do its own things, it does try and be like A New Hope, which is a shame, but oh well, it's good enough. It'll do.
Joking.
That's why he sent you to bring that message.
What is it? What is the message?
I think I would rank this in the middle of the Star Wars films, just after the original trilogy.
Yeah, I put it at number 4, so it's halfway up the list.
Yeah.
It actually almost feels like an original film, minus the character development.
I don't think the character development, though, brings the movie down.
It's not bad, but it could be better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it has more character development, though, than the prequels.
The prequels? Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing we haven't mentioned yet. It's by far the best prequel.
It is the best Star Wars prequel. This movie's epic as well. It's just, it goes back to the epic Star Wars that we love. Like Return of the Jedi, that's epic. This is also very epic.
Bring him back.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Force Awakens was fun, but I wouldn't say it was like epic as like this. That music there is great. I love that.
I love the shot looking up at the Death Star, like, showing the scale of it.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, that model that I think they did make a model, didn't they? It looks so impressive.
It just looks great.
I think Star Wars should go back to doing more of those, like making models. Like, I mean, CGI is fine. Like, the CGI with Rogue One works really well. But like, don't use it. I love all the stuff when they go to Edu as well, the rain planet. Would you say it's a bit of a rip-off Camino?
I didn't think that when I was watching it, but I guess you could say that.
It's not a criticism, but it's just very similar. But I guess they're trying to homage Attack of the Clones.
Oh God.
Which we truly deeply loved.
Yeah, despised more like. I mean, Attack of the Clones, I'm never rewatching that crap again. I mean, for me, Attack of the Clones is definitely the worst of all the Star Wars films. I know you prefer it to Phantom Menace, but for me, just the whole love story. I mean, I think we agree, like, it's the worst script of the whole series in terms of dialogue.
In terms of dialogue, yeah. In terms of story, I think the Phantom Menace is the worst because the plot is just ridiculous. The taxation stuff, I just can't take that seriously. I mean, Attack of the Clones isn't much better. Like Alan said, it's a wafer thin improvement. It's like nothing. It's a little bit better, but not much.
For me, Attack of the Clones, it's way too cartoony. The love relationship is just like that bit where Alan at the start of this review got the sick bag. That's what I think of the whole movie, basically.
That shot of Donnie Yen.
Yeah.
We'll go up the ridge and take it out.
Staff.
Yeah. No, your father's message.
Just kind of reminds me. This film reminds me a little bit of like Star Wars meets Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, a lot of people made that comparison, particularly with the big battle at the end.
whole system goes.
Or Star Wars meets Apocalypse Now.
So we're gonna go.
The whole system goes down.
Get out.
We're gonna go very slowly.
He looked like a killer.
Yeah. He had the face of a friend.
What are you talking about?
Captain Andor.
What do you think of his sidekick, Donnie Yen's sidekick, the guy with the big gun?
The big guy. He's alright. Though he's like he's just there. He doesn't
most of the characters in this film.
like he's also yeah, I think if I remember the character's called Baze, but I'm not sure. He's just there to basically kill some stormtroopers. He's there to be like a big. He's got a fucking tank on his back. I don't know why, but you know, he's all right, I guess.
I love the.
He's probably the weakest character for me.
I like the outfits that Jyners was wearing, like the Return of the Jedi forest outfits.
Yeah, it did remind me of Endor, like when Leia was wearing the hat, the rebel hat on Endor. I think the lighting here is really good.
I mean, I think Rogue One, you can pretty much watch episodes 1 to 3 and then watch this, or just watch this and then episode 4.
Yeah. Then again, like there's still a long gap between this and Revenge of the Sith, so which makes me wonder how the hell would they do a prequel in that time? What?
Yeah. What's interesting about this film is I remember watching this the first time. Then the second time I watched it, I watched A New Hope when I got home, and like it made me appreciate A New Hope a lot more.
Yeah, it made me appreciate Empire Strikes Back a lot more. But yeah, it just made me appreciate the originals so much more.
Yeah.
And we see the facility as well.
Yeah.
They're almost like prisoners, really, more than anything else.
Yeah. We're about nearly halfway through the movie.
Oh, that's gone quick.
It's him.
What would you say is the fastest paced Star Wars movie?
Either Empire or Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
But Rogue One's pretty damn good. It's just the first, like, 20-25 minutes are a little bit slow. But not to the extent that it's boring, but it's just like, come on, pick up the pace. But
I think Gareth Edwards likes to develop the plot a lot, and the character. Well, the plot, definitely.
I like Godzilla, it's actually interesting.
Yeah. I think if this was any other film and it wasn't Star Wars, I might have been bored of it.
The fact station is complete. So does that.
Changed your shirt, Mr. Krennic.
An announcement.
The scene's quite dark. Where like he's like, who's the traitor? And he like tries to kill him. And he's like, it was me, and he just kills him anyway.
Yeah, it's actually quite smart that Krennic, he says, oh, you know, if they don't step forward, and then he's like, well, it's a group effort then. Take aim. So it's going to kill all of them anyway, so blimey.
One of you.
I kind of predicted though when I was watching the film that he would kill them anyway, just because it was like, why not?
What, do you not agree with them killing off Galen?
I think it would have been nice if he just had one scene with Jin. Like he didn't have to die. I don't think.
Yeah, I just think his death scene when he was with her needed just a little bit more dialogue because it was very quickly how he died.
Imagine if he just said Stardust and she's like, what, the Robert De Niro movie? He's like, no, I just died. By the way, I got Doctor Who Series 4 on DVD, so we could do a commentary for Louis soon if you want.
Yeah, maybe at some point. I wonder what actually stops Cassian from killing Galen.
Yeah. Maybe he had to decide whether he should live or die.
Just slaps him across the face.
I know the weapon is complete. Let me share with you some details. Cassian, can you hear me?
I'm here. You got it working.
Affirmative, yes. Although we have a problem. There's an Alliance squadron approaching. Near the area.
No. Tell them to hold up.
I think fans of the original trilogy will love this film just because of all the callbacks, but like not like in your face callbacks, just kind of subtle callbacks.
Yeah, I loved it for the new stuff that it brought, like the story and the new characters, and just in the world of Star Wars, it was incredible.
Yeah.
Relay from Captain Andor.
General.
Captain Andor requesting a
I hope The Last Jedi and the other spin-offs just don't. I just hope they don't become lazy, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, as long as they don't go to the level of the prequels, then that's okay. Well, at least the first two prequels.
The DVD front cover I actually prefer to the Blu-ray. It's quite cool when you've got them all on the beach with the Darth Vader and the Death Star in the background.
Oh, I love this when the X-Men come in and start firing. It's just epic.
Yeah.
And the sound design as well.
I like that scene as well where she confronts
Cassian.
Yeah. To your stations, you bastards!
Oh, a bit later on when he says, "Are you blind? Deploy the garrison!" Father!
Oh shit. I love the fact that they have the original sounds of the TIE fighters and Rebel spaceships as well in this film.
Yeah.
It's like they knew they had to get the right sound effects.
Did they have Ben Burt as the sound designer again?
I think so. I would say, you know, John Williams gets a lot of credit, but Ben Burt deserves a lot of credit as well.
Yeah, I think it probably is Ben Burt, but it doesn't say on the back of the Blu-ray.
I think it was Ben Burt, yeah. Oh, I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me. Is it a laser crossbow Donnie Yen there?
Yeah. Great music in this scene.
It just wants to make me play the Battlefront game. Yeah, I mean, considering he only had a month to write the music, it's pretty damn good.
I agree. I love the music when Krennic goes back into the ship. This is another moving scene coming up with Jin watching Galen die.
The lighting's really good.
I agree. I think
Jin.
as great as this scene is, it just needs a little bit more dialogue.
Message.
I don't think Galen should have died. Like, it was a bit pointless. I mean, I can understand why Gareth Edwards decided to do that, but
To give her motivation to spark the rebellion.
yeah. I actually wonder who wrote the script for this. Was it the same guys who wrote? Oh, screenplay by Chris Vitz. Vites, I don't know how you pronounce that.
Chris White and Tony Gilroy.
Yeah.
No.
Uh-oh, he's a dad-o!
Oh, she does a great job in this scene. Oh,
He's bad! Get over it!
oh no! The music is
Uh-oh!
great.
He thought it was Lazenby here and just ruined the moment. To be honest, this was Lazenby just saying, I'm gonna have all the time in the world.
Yeah. It is quite powerful, actually, the scene.
His machine gun pistol's awesome. Also, Krennic.
Go, go, go! And they're all leaving.
Yeah. I like the scene where she confronts Galuna.
Oh yeah, Cassian, yeah. She's like, oh, you were here to kill my father. Mm. I mean, it's interesting finding out he's been with the Alliance since he was 6 years old. I don't know how that works, but blimey.
Can you imagine him fighting with a pacifier?
Wah, beep, 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 beep.
Nice, stormtroopers!
I think this is one of her best scenes, actually, as Jin.
Public credits will do fine.
You're in shock.
You lied to me.
You're in shock.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Deny it.
You're in shock.
Really good. Yeah.
I'm looking for someplace.
You have.
Unlike the prequels, the writing is actually really good.
Why you want to know?
Yeah, I like the scene where she just confronts him. He did though. He did lie.
Did I?
He did. Not for the wrong reasons, I guess.
Well, kind of.
Orders that I disobeyed.
Stop my orders.
If he fires me, I'll thank him for it.
You're wrong. You're going to be a stormtrooper.
Ooh.
We don't all have the luxury of this.
When you a little short for a stormtrooper?
Suddenly the rebellion is real for you. Some of us live it. I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old.
Jesus.
You're not the one who lost everything.
So,
It was just
did you make any girlfriends?
something about it.
When he was 6.
I'll talk you around.
So when did you kill your first stormtrooper? 6.5.
I don't have to.
11-4.
So was he just plucked from his house and be like, you're going to fight in the rebellion?
Anybody else?
Imagine if this was like the prequels be like something like, I hate them.
They're dead. Every single one of them. Oh, and here we get one of the best scenes of the movie on Mustafar.
Yeah. It's Mustafar.
You know what? I don't care. The score is excellent in this scene.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so cool.
Dun, 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 dun.
Brief scene, but it just works so well.
And it's not, it's fan service, but it's not over the top. Because you don't need Vader in the entire film.
Yeah.
I thought that was Sidious when I first watched this film. The guy walking into his bathtub. They're the Emperor guards. Oh.
Star Vader.
Director Krennic has arrived.
He was kind of back to tank or something. I thought for a second he was Tom Hardy. I was like, fuck, what the fuck?
Yeah. Bane.
Bane.
Director Krennic.
It's not the time for trifle. That comes later.
I'm a bit extra crispy around the edges.
Krennic shitting himself.
That's Darth Vader.
Oh, yeah, the original theme of Vader playing.
Yeah.
Director Krennic. All day long.
James Earl Jones back.
You seem unseen. No, just.
People said his voice sounded weak here. I think he sounds fine.
It sounds fine. It's just because he's older. His voice is naturally, you know, sounding older. There's nothing you can do about it.
He understands. It's remarkable. Potential.
Its power to create problems is confirmed.
Potential.
Power destroyed. An Imperial facility openly attacked. You will not summon here to grovel, Director Krennic.
No,
There is no Death Star. The Senate has been insulted, destroyed in a mining design.
I like the fact even here he doesn't give a shit about the Death Star.
The Galen Urso has not compromised its weapon in any way.
so I'm still in command.
I love his line. Be careful not to choke on your aspirations.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
Strangling him.
You must have been like
Be
forced.
careful not to choke on your aspirations, Director.
Brilliant.
I know one person
We have no recourse but to surrender.
Are we really talking about disbanding something that we worked so hard to create?
Oh yeah, and they brought back Bail Organa in this film.
Gather our forces. General Bregman's already blown up an Imperial base. A decision
It's good they brought back Bail Organa from Revenge of the Sith.
He wasn't attacking close. It was like one scene.
We need to act now.
Council, please.
It's simple. The Empire has the.
But it's so good they brought back that actor.
What reason would my father
It's
have
weird.
to
The only thing I don't get about this is like they all disagree with Jin. They won't go with her, but then like literally a minute afterwards, they were like, "Yeah, we'll join you."
The key of scientists.
That was a really quick change of heart.
Lives so that we may have a chance to defeat this.
So you've told us.
If the Empire has this kind of power, what chance do we have?
What chance do we have? The question is what choice? Run, hide, plead for mercy, scatter your forces. You give way to an enemy this evil with this much power, and you condemn the galaxy to an eternity of submission. The time to fight is now.
Yes.
Every moment you waste is another step closer to the ashes of Jeddah.
What is she proposing?
Send your best closer to the ashes of Jeddah.
Really, how she inspires them. Well, kind of.
Our plans if there's any hope of destroying it.
You're asking us to...
Imagine if it was young Anakin as the voice of Darth Vader.
Yeah. It's like, so I'm still in command? I'm a person and my name is Anakin.
Now this is pod racing.
You can enter my pod.
Yippee!
I say we fight. We get that admiral who's kind of like Akbar, but he's not really Akbar.
Let's call him not Akbar, Kakbar.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, that's not very good.
You know the way you're saying, like, you don't understand the way that they're not going to go over and then they decide to. I think that's only a small band of them that agreed with her, that came with her.
Force is strong.
Yeah.
This is quite enough.
The force is strong.
What are you talking about?
Come on with the force is will be.
Force is strong.
I'm not sure 4 of us is quite enough.
We're never gonna believe you.
We're never gonna believe.
Would like to volunteer.
Oh, yes.
Some of us. Most of us.
Oh, imagine the Cajun Christensen, like, he kind of sounds like a Sam person. Rogue One, a Star Wars story.
I wanted to forget.
Myself, it was for a cause that I believed in.
Everything we've done would have been for nothing. I couldn't face myself if I give up now.
For nothing.
None of us could.
Myself, if I give up now.
Oh, cheers, mate.
Right, mate?
I appreciate what you're doing for me, mate. Yeah, thanks for that.
We can go.
It's the bloody bollocks, mate.
Ah, the Mexicans.
Anything that you say about. Go!
Jim.
Say it. You know, could you imagine Diego Luna like blowing up the, you know, at the end, like shooting a Krennic? He's like, say hello to my little friend.
Say hello to my little friend. Have you seen Boogie Nights?
Yeah.
That's a good film.
I've seen that. Remember that bit in Meet the Fockers where like the kids watch the Scarface?
Yeah. Oh, this is a great moment. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Again, score by Michael Giacchino. Brilliant.
Yeah.
You wouldn't tell they actually reshot the film. They reshot a lot of the ending.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Chris Stuckman said you could tell it's obvious, but I can't.
May the force be with us. And
I like this moment where they're like, what ship is this? Rogue One? There is no Rogue One. And they're like, there is no I.
Affirmative.
Affirmative, master.
K9.
Well, there is now.
Well, there is now, bitch.
Wait.
Rogue One. There is now.
Pulling away.
I'm amazed at how quickly this film is going.
Yeah.
But we're heading to the third act of the film, which is the best bit.
I agree.
War is inevitable.
Yes, I agree. I must
War is
all
inevitable.
my people that there will be no peace.
Nice reference to Leia here as well.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of poignant at the end when you saw Carrie Fisher, and then she died like a few days after the film came out.
Well during the film.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was one of those things. They didn't realize she was going to die, but it makes the ending that much more sentimental.
Yeah.
I was trust her with my life.
I would trust with my life.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't understand some people saying like Darth Vader shouldn't be in it anymore, because Darth Vader, you know, what's he gonna do in the film? Just, you know, sit in his tank all day?
Yeah, exactly.
And why defensive shield is
Just have a go at Krennic all the time.
told that I was asleep. Assuming the Empire hadn't logged in his over.
And if they have?
The rebellion.
Then we'll annihilate him in the cold dark vacuum of space. No.
I can survive in space.
It's like what Alan said in his review, that the characters here, yes, they could have been more developed, but is it a problem? No, because we're never going to see them again, so unless they do a prequel, we won't see them again. They're just one-off people, so it doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, and besides, even if they did a prequel, they could develop them more in a prequel if they wanted. This scene here, where they're coming into Scarif with the shield, it reminds me of that scene from Return of the Jedi when they arrive in Endor.
It does actually, yeah, because they have to. Han Solo has to pretend that they're part of the Empire so that they can pass through.
Oh, she still has that crystal from years ago that her mother gave her.
Yeah. It still doesn't really go anywhere though. Like whether it's just meant to be like a memory of her mother. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, that bit. But
I wonder who the actress was who played her mother at the start, because she looks a lot like Daisy Ridley. Sorry, not Daisy Ridley. Felicity Jones.
really, no. They must have either casted a lookalike or they got a wig that looked similar to Felicity Jones.
Yeah.
I love these shots here, just them going down onto the planet. Visually beautiful.
Yeah. I like the fact that it's a beach planet.
Yeah, it's just something we've not seen before.
They keep all the Imperial structure like I was there.
We've got about another 45 minutes left.
The climax is so good. I love the fact that it's like a command tower as well, and they have to set the plans up rather than like literally take them and then, you know, that was interesting.
Yeah.
We're landing.
Cassian, he always has sort of a miserable face in the film.
Rara used to say,
You never really see him smiling or really happy.
He's just quite serious.
Yeah.
Why he's so serious. If we can make it to the ground, we'll take the next chance. And the next. On and on until we win. The ground will take the next chance to spend. And the next. On and on until we win. The chances are spent.
I'm glad they cut Donnie Yen's line out of the film. Take hold of this moment.
Yeah.
It's a bit cheesy.
The Death Star plans are down there. Cassian.
Fucking
K2
harsh Felicity Jones! Harsh Tony!
We'll find it.
Wow. Woof woof.
Move east and get wide of the ship. Find a position between here and the tower.
Could you imagine like a Cockney Darth Vader?
Light the place on.
Be careful not to choke on your aspirations, mate.
Alright, mate.
I'm your father.
Big down to the neck, innit? Phil Mitchell is Darth Vader.
This is when it gets exciting, just when they land on the planet. I wonder where they actually shot this.
Yeah. It's a good shot. CGI is good, bro.
Now, this is probably the most impressive CGI that Star Wars has ever had so far.
Probably agree with that.
I mean, the prequels, well, at the time, they were quite impressive in terms of the CGI. They're dating now. Force Awakens did look pretty good. visually.
I'd say that some of the CGI in the prequels are still pretty good. It's just a lot of it isn't good.
Yeah. I mean, Revenge of the Sith looks pretty good still. That was only 12 years ago.
I think the underwater city in Phantom Menace still looks good.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Krennic.
You know, it's funny. If they already had shields around, it's interesting. If they already had shields around planets at this time, why didn't they have one around the Death Star?
This reminds me of A New Hope when they disguising themselves.
Yeah. Afternoon. She puts on the helmet because imagine she didn't have the helmet. They'd be like, a female?
Yeah, a woman. Roger Moore. I don't get the line that he just said. The big guy, Baze, he just says, "Good luck, little sister." I wonder what he means by that.
Imagine watching her in Star Wars.
Who's the Force? I am one of the Force. The Force is with me.
No, it's like he froze Darth Sidious down the tunnel. He had to fly.
Dun, 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 dun.
All like Brosnan in Star Wars. Time to face gravity!
I've got a bad feeling about this. Which has now become a line used in all the movies.
Yeah.
Like, was it used in Return of the Jedi?
I think it was. Yeah, Leia said it, I think.
Dun, dun, dun.
This part of the film was just far and away the best part. Not the other parts are bad, but I just love this bit of the movie.
It's just when it gets really, really good. It's just this final battle.
You know, apparently some of the uniforms that they have were from A New Hope.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure there's just one map lying around. K2SO. You know, fun fact: they shot this part in Canary Wharf.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know if it. Yeah, I think it was near the tube station.
You know what's interesting about Star Wars? I mean, they do have American actors and stuff, but if you think about it, they're British films as well, because a lot of the visual effects and a lot of the actors are from Britain. They're sort of British and American films.
I think they've become more British since recently, anyway. They've started to feel more British. The first 6 didn't feel very British to me, but yeah.
Well, yeah, British actors, and they did film the original films in Britain.
That tank that he carries on his back.
Yeah. Donnie Yen. What the?
What brings you to Scotland? I don't know, so I want every dispatch.
Are we blind?
Are we blind? Deploy the garrison! You know what would have been nice if they had some of the previous admirals from Empire Strikes Back, like younger, like Krennic, but I mean, just as an extra thing. It doesn't derail the film by any means, but that would have been nice.
Young Julian Glover, a young Captain Neater.
Yeah, that would have been good. Apology accepted, Captain Neater.
There's a lot of Doctor Who actors in Star Wars as well.
Yeah, one with the Force is with them.
Okay. Our optimal route to the data vault places only 89 stormtroopers in our path. We will make it no more than 33% of the way before we are killed.
Oh. I'm glad they didn't say Jyn Erso was related to Rey. It just would have been too similar.
No, because then she'd be a Skywalker. I don't think they'd want to do that. I'm just assuming Rey is a Skywalker, I think that's where they're going with it. So
I kind of hope she is, and it would just be too obvious.
At this bit of Krennic,
Yeah.
hilariously delivered.
Are we blind?
Move!
I don't know the actor who played Krennic, but he's just so over the top. It's kind of funny.
I wonder if he was actually in Neighbours, because he's Australian. His name's Ben Mendelsohn.
Can you imagine Ben Miller as Darth Vader? We're going to do the primeval Star Wars sketch soon. We should have like Darth Vader as a crush on Abby.
Director Krennic.
Krennic.
The original plans for this station are kept there, you know. They are. The jump
You know the height. You know like Peter. You know Grand Moff Tarkin is really tall in this. Well, he was quite tall in real life.
Hmm. Yeah.
Can we help you? That won't be necessary.
I wonder when they pitched the idea of Rogue One. I wonder if they thought, what about Tarkin? They thought, well, Cushing's dead. Like, how are we going to show him? I think they had to ask the family for permission. If they were happy with him being CGI'd.
Some people thought it was disrespectful, but he's been dead for like 25 years nearly.
Yeah, I think it was completely respectful, and you know, they needed the character. He needed to be there.
He's integral to the original film.
Yeah, and he's the one in charge of Death Star in A New Hope.
It'd have been stupid not to include him.
This battle is epic.
Yeah.
And it is like Saving Private Ryan.
Star Wars 9. Apocalypse 9.
Saving Private Jin.
Cross of... Instead of cross of iron, cross of lightsaber. Let's see C-3PO and R2-D2.
Oh.
They're the only characters in every Star Wars film.
Yeah, I think that was why they just put them in here. Nobody ever tells me anything, Artul. Donnie Yen has a crossbow. Yeah, he's blind. He can still fire.
I think it would be nice if Hugh McGregor made a cameo in this film.
Yeah, that would have been good, actually. But he cameoed in The Force Awakens. Well, his voice did, anyway.
Did he cameo in The Force Awakens?
You know when Rey takes the lightsaber, you hear "These are the first steps." I think that was his line. He had one line, and that was Ewan McGregor. He says, "These are the first steps." It's very hard to hear. When you next watch it,
apparently they're thinking of doing an Obi-Wan spin-off film set after Revenge of the Sith, but what are you going to do? Like, have Obi-Wan in a cave for 19 years?
He's basically a hermit.
Yeah, I know, but I was like, they're thinking, oh, we have the walkers here. This is awesome.
I mean, it would be interesting if you were to include, if they were going to do a Rogue One prequel, include some of the characters from Rogue One or whatever to tie it in. But to be honest, Obi-Wan, there's nothing you could do in that space of time. He's doing nothing on Tatooine for 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah, what are you gonna have? We're gonna have a film of him sitting in his house for 20 years.
I love they've got the AT-ATs in this battle.
Yeah. Admiral Reddish, that's it.
Admiral Reddish of the Rebel Alliance.
This reminds me of the space battle from the end of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, when he's sitting in his chair.
Gold leader, red leader, standing by. I would love to just be in this film, even as just an extra.
and close the ship. Do it!
Do it.
Attack formations.
Down the base.
Get to the surface before they close that.
This is like the. I think Gareth Edwards took inspiration from the final fight in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, I think definitely. It has the same sort of feeling.
Yeah.
Except Return of the Jedi, there's like 3 different things going on in the finale. This is only like 2. Like there's the space fight, and then there's whatever's going on in Scarif.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, 3. Yeah, 3 things, because you got Jin and Cassian trying to get the plans, and then the others in the fight, and then this fight as well. So.
I think this film was one of the standout films of last year.
Yeah.
They've chose the ship.
More so than Force Awakens was, because I think we put Spectre at the top of our lists of 2015.
Yeah.
We could transmit the plans to the rebel fleet. We have to get a signal up to tell them it's coming. It's the size of the data files, that's the problem. They'll never get through. Take back to you.
I'm looking forward to Bomb 25.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hoping it will be good, and Craig's the last one, so.
Yeah, Craig signed on for it.
Started fighting, the bases on lockdown.
I can't see him doing any more after that.
Yeah, I've heard rumors he might be doing one more afterwards, but I think Bomb 25 is enough.
Yeah, I haven't heard any rumors about him doing any more than one, but we'll see.
What's if Matt Smith was the next
You're the
Bond?
English in this,
I don't think so.
Johnny Dodger.
Really unexpected.
Remember Matt Smith was in Terminator?
Yeah, I remember when Matt Smith was in Terminator.
He was what was he again? Skynet?
Yeah, he was Skynet, yeah.
It's so cool they brought back the walkers from Empire Strikes Back. I agree with you, I love these battle scenes, they're just so awesome.
Because this felt like classic Star Wars.
The
The battle scenes in the prequels were good enough, but they were just CGI, so.
This is almost like watching the original trilogy. I think it still captures more the magic of the originals than Force Awakens did. This guy plays the Stormtrooper. He's a bit over the top, but he's not bad.
You mean the pilot?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
I can practice in over here, the landing pad. But you get on the radio, get one of the guys
Very
out,
enthusiastic.
Yeah.
get them to activate the connection between us, and that comes down. Don't go!
Didn't go!
What's going on down there, Lieutenant?
Don't go!
I got trapped!
Engage those Star Destroyers.
Lieutenant. I wonder why they have a different admiral by this point. Is Akbar admiral by this point, or?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I think it was
Young, actually. Might have been too young for this.
I think it would have been too similar if they had Akbar in this film.
Yeah.
The effects here are great. I love it. The effects are so good.
I think Gareth Edwards' background was visual effects, so I think that's definitely helped him create Star Wars.
And this film actually is a plot, unlike Godzilla.
Yeah.
We've got about 30 minutes left.
But after the first half an hour, it's just flown by.
Like an X-Wing. Apparently this was originally going to be an X-Wing movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I think this is clever, how the plans have been hidden and how they actually have to climb, literally, to get to them.
The rebels, They went.
It's kind of sad when K2SO dies.
Hmm. Yeah, when they all start to die. I think K2SO's the first one to go, isn't he?
Yeah.
They went over there.
I like the fact that the characters in this film don't survive, because it wouldn't have made sense for the original trilogy.
Yeah, even like Jin, even Jin dying, I think.
Yeah.
Even more powerful.
It adds a emotional punch to the film.
Yeah, and it segues into A New Hope so well, as you said. Yeah. I mean,
literally, like New Hope is like 5 minutes after the end of this film.
Yeah, you could do like a double viewing of both of them, and like have a film night with Rogue One and A New Hope.
Yeah.
Awesome.
War epic. Yeah, watch Rogue One, have a half an hour break, then watch like New Hope.
Yeah. It'd be like a Lord of the Rings extended edition.
Yeah.
Master Switch, describe. What are we looking for? What have we got? The Master Switch.
Oh yes, I mean the battle at the end of Force Awakens was pretty good. It was pretty entertaining, but the scale of this is just so impressive.
Yeah.
Master Switch. Since Star Wars returned in 2 years ago, I've noticed a lot more British accents in the films. There's a lot more British actors that they've casted.
Yeah, it's because they film them in London.
Yeah.
I don't mind that though. I think it's cool.
Yeah, no, it's nice to have a change rather than having American actors.
When it comes to the original trilogy, they were pretty much British films as well. Because you had Ian McDermott, you had Peter Cushing, you had Alec Guinness. They filmed those films in London, so they're always sort of being British-American co-productions.
Yeah. Oh, you know what Chris Stuckman also said? Just for a laugh, to have Porkins back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the gold leader dies in this, doesn't he?
Yeah, it was funny. In Family Guy Blue Harvest, you know they were like, red 1 standing by, red 2 standing by. They did a joke where it's like, simply red standing by. Black Saber.
Oh no, the coil's stuck. It's actually quite sudden how the pilot dies.
Yeah.
Stardust.
Robert De Niro?
That's the one. You're the Death Star plans.
Imagine if it like she got out the file and it was just a DVD of Stardust the movie.
Yeah, it would just turn out to be the disc of the film. Oh my god.
The way they recreated the original sets and costumes of the original is just amazing.
This is sad. Like when K2SO nearly dies.
That's it.
Yeah, you feel for a droid. What you eating, mate?
Time.
Run, Forrest, run!
I will run no longer.
Goodbye.
Bye. It only gets worse from there.
Oh, he's dead.
Dead.
Dario.
Right out of my mouth.
It's funny, Benicio del Toro's in the next film.
Oh yeah, he is actually. He's playing the villain.
Imagine just like, she's dead.
He was good as Dario in License to Kill.
It's like a Daisy Ridley. He took the words right out of my mouth and just cuts them in half.
Yeah. Get that bitch under control.
No, Benicio del Toro's originally supposed to be Darth Maul,
Huh.
but then all his lines were cut, so he refused to play it. Hopefully, Benicio del Toro's a better villain than Kylo Ren.
Yeah. Kylo Ren was good, but yeah, he's no Darth Vader.
My cousin took a piss out of him. He said Ren's a bird.
Might as well call him Kylo Ben. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
Maybe.
dun, dun.
How do they explain more what happened between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens in the next film?
Well, oh yeah, the leader's dead. All we know is that the new film will take place literally straight after The Force Awakens.
Yeah. That's interesting because most Star Wars films are set a few years apart or a few months apart.
I'm going down!
Do you think you'll watch the Han Solo movie or do you think you might not bother?
When's the Han Solo film going to be set?
I don't know.
After Rogue One? No, it can't be. Before
It'll
Rogue.
be set before New Hope.
Yeah, must be.
I think it will be very good.
The best it will be is probably like decent. If it is actually good, it will be decent. It will be nothing more.
If we get a crap Star Wars film, like, would you say that Disney like reduce the amount of films then?
I don't know. They may just rethink about some of the spin-offs. But
Apparently, it's been confirmed we're getting Star Wars till 2030.
oh well. I'm alright with it as long as they do well. As long as they take care with the projects.
Apparently, there'll be another trilogy after this one.
If it works, I'm open to it, but say, as long as the quality's good.
Yeah.
I'm going! Ugh.
Oh shit.
You okay?
Nice bomb shot. Krennic.
Yeah, this is sad as well. And Donnie Yen dies.
You may fire when ready.
Look at the force is with me.
He says it a lot.
He likes to talk about the force, yeah.
Imagine he just got shot and he died and that was it.
Yeah. Or if he just tripped over. He just tripped his own staff.
I thought they said zero.
Oh, it's a turret.
Yes.
Cornelius and Zero just come out of nowhere. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah. Imagine Star Wars meets Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Cassian's been hit.
Got 20 minutes left.
Blimey.
Sounds like he said zero.
His English isn't the best.
I like this scene where it just goes silent for a minute.
You know, when he dies. It kind of,
He just like this.
this film displays really well the brutality of war. The fact that a lot of people die in war. Like, this is the most realistic depiction of war that they've had in Star Wars so far, I think, personally.
Yeah, it's like, I think it is like a war film. The one thing I will say, I mean, I don't mind the humor in Rogue One, but they could have lessened it a bit. I think some of the jokes are a bit forced, but it's not a bad thing.
I disagree. I mean, it's a little bit of light relief. I mean, I don't think their humor was on point anyway. It was good, but it wasn't like, it's not the funniest Star Wars film. Like K2SO, he's not hilarious. He's funny enough, you know. He's serviceably funny enough.
Would you say K2SO was the key to all this?
Sorry?
Would you say K2SO was the key to all this?
Oh no, because he dies. Oh, the Y-Wings.
We all know Jar Jar was the key to Phantom Menace. The key to it being shit. I like this bit where they push the spaceship into the Star Destroyer and like destroy the shield.
Is everybody out? This is Rogue One coming over. This is Admiral Radis, Rogue One. We hear you. We have the plans.
Pick up the fucking monster.
You have to take down the shield gate. It's the only way to get it through.
They found the Death Star plans. They have to transmit them from the communications tower. You have to take down the shield gate. It's the only way to get it through.
Hold up, I have my head toward them. I have an idea.
That's right, Rogue One. We're on it.
They're all shrimps. It's interesting that this is for you, Galen.
This is really sudden, actually. It's definitely. Apparently that was like one of the first scenes he filmed of his character. The pilot.
I like this bit where the guy just goes on a killing spree.
Yeah.
That laser machine gun's awesome.
Force is with me. How the music completely changes as well.
Rambo.
With the Force. The Force is
Imagine, live for nothing and die for something. Stormtrooper kills him by accident. Why doesn't he just run away when that explosion is about to blow up?
He lost his best friend, so he's not really. He doesn't have much of a reason to live anymore. And now, go on, Jin. Now.
This opening vent here reminds me of the opening vent they have in the Millennium Falcon.
This is so epic. When
Ever Impact. Oh yeah, I love this. This is one of my favorite bits. Where they smash the Death Star into the other, the Star Destroyer into the other Star Destroyer.
It's amazing how such a small ship can push a Star Destroyer into another one.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder the Empire were really weak.
What's your ship made out of? Tin foil?
I
remember a scene in the trailer where a TIE fighter confronts her, but they edited that out.
Yeah. Either that or they reshot it.
Yeah.
That's probably what happened.
It just starts playing the movie Stardust.
Yeah.
It's like Darth Vader gets the Death Star plans and it's Stardust.
Well, she's like, for fuck's sake. She's pretty brave, actually, to do all that.
The effects are great.
I mean, the scale of it is impressive, like how she's that high up.
He's pushing the Death Star Destroyer into the other one.
It's been on for nearly 2 hours, blimey.
Uh-oh! And he just destroys it. Wow, that's amazing.
They've got tons more.
It's the Titanic sinking.
Iceberg right ahead.
Man, was like the voyage of the damned ship arrived.
Thank you, Doctor.
It's quite intense when she's hanging from the debris.
getting ready to kill her.
You're thinking of Daisy Ridley as an ex-Laura Croft. I think Felicity Jones would be better. She's tougher.
Yeah. I think she proved herself in Rogue One. Da-da-da-da.
I'm Jyn Erso. I'm Jyn Erso. Daughter of Galen and Lyra. You've lost.
I don't think his mother is in like only the first scene of the story.
On the Death Star. You put a fuse in the middle of your machine, and I just...
I laugh when he just shouts at her, "You will die!"
Will be destroyed. I lose nothing but time. You, on the other hand, die with the rebellion.
Oh, shit.
That was good. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
The music and like suddenly gets really emotional.
Go and have your lovely theme for the post. It's interesting how Cassian survived.
Yeah. Well, not for long.
It is quite emotional when they all die at the end. Like, you're not expecting that for a Star Wars film.
Yeah. I knew probably some of them would die, but I didn't realize Jyn would die as well. Blimey.
Transmission received.
Admiral, we have the plans.
Bloody hell, they did it!
Anybody's listening.
This is a very, very moving ending.
Yeah, there's an awesome scene coming up soon with Darth Vader.
Sir, we're detecting a massive
Oh,
object
yes.
from hyperspace. Detecting a massive object emerging from hyperspace.
I shot a
Sure. It's a Death car. What? A Death Star.
Target the base, Scarif.
Lord Vader will handle the fleet. Target the base of the scatter.
You may fire when ready. It is so ironic that Orson Krennic's killed by the own device that he invented.
Love the shot of Jyn and Cassian looking at each other.
Dramatic irony. Yeah, some people are like, oh, it's a love relationship. I don't think so. Imagine they just had sex before the place blew up.
My tenders. My fire when ready.
Fire when ready.
I was surprised when I watched this for the first time. I was like, holy shit, this is really dramatic.
You may fire when ready.
Boom.
The Death Star, baby.
Ah.
It's just dramatic irony.
Mm.
It's like, well, Director Krennic, you've lost.
Rogue One, may the Force be with you.
It's interesting because even though they succeeded, they kind of failed in some ways because they died.
Well, they did succeed, but at a cost, which was their own lives. But yeah. Mm.
I think you can tell those Star Destroyers are models. There's Vader. It'd be cool if they had that shot of his helmet against space. That would be a nice callback.
Mm.
And they're just like sitting on the beach. Life's a beach.
Brilliant moment.
Can you imagine if she just said to Cassian, life's a beach?
Your father would have been proud of you.
Yeah. It's a sweet moment. I mean, it's really dramatic that they actually die.
They just accept their deaths.
Yeah. I wonder who was in the suit of Darth Vader in this film.
I think it was. I think the guy's name is Spencer, but I can't remember his last name. He's not anybody that's known.
Yeah.
And then they died.
Well, that was a happy ending.
I wasn't meant to sound sarcastic when I was saying that. And now the film is not over. I thought the film was going to end at that point, but then no, we moved to the ship.
So gone another like 10 minutes.
Including the credits as well.
I love this scene coming up.
This was one of the biggest surprises of this film. This bloody scene. It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Theater just turns on his lightsaber. It's just so awesome. Like, even my cousin said when he watched it, it's like one of his top 10 Star Wars scenes in the entire series.
I'm on fire! They're all just shitting themselves.
Yeah. Vader's just dodging all their attacks, blocking them like a bad horse.
Perspective is how dark it is. It's just in the dark corridor.
Yeah. Just throws that guy up against the roof. Epic.
They're just like, take it, take it. Like he knows, that guy knows he's gonna die. Vader does move very slowly though.
Yeah. He is in a robotic suit. That's such an awesome scene. I love that.
Launch.
And you got the ship from A New Hope. And this scene coming up, it's really poignant now that Carrie Fisher's dead. How can he breathe though in that bit of outer space?
Oh, this is the Tantive 4.
Yeah.
That's Antilles, isn't it? Captain Antilles.
Yeah, it's poignant now that Carrie Fisher's dead.
Hmm. It's done well though. Oh.
The CGI of Carrie Fisher's really good.
Woo! Bravo! That's really good.
Yeah.
I've won. Woo!
Michael Giacchino did a great score.
Oh yes. Obviously, this music is by John Williams, but
The direction here was brilliant by Ralph Edwards.
I was really blown away by this. I did not expect it to be that good. I mean, it's not perfect, but it is very good.
It's a solid 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd say it's a very, very strong 9 out of 10.
I think the only other films I would give a 9 would be The New Hope and yeah. It's a great prequel to A New Hope. I can't wait for the sequel 40 years ago. Actually, we should do a commentary soon on the original film since it is the 40th anniversary this year.
Yeah, that'd be good. I reckon we should do it maybe later in the year before the next film comes out.
We should just do the original trilogy. Like,
yeah.
One commentary on one of the prequels.
Maybe Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. Or Phantom Menace if we can live through it.
I love this music that plays in the credits. It kind of leaves you with that feeling that at the end of the film, after they've all died.
Yeah.
Oh, Stuart Baird did additional editing.
Yeah. You're good at an editor, not a director.
And then literally 10 minutes later, A New Hope begins.
You're good You're a good editor, not a good director.
Yeah. I'll tell you what though, this film restored my faith in Gareth Edwards completely.
Yeah. After Godzilla.
Because this was really good.
kicks the arse out of any of the prequels.
Yeah. I prefer it to The Force Awakens. I'm sorry, but I just prefer it.
Apologize, mate. It's your opinion.
Yeah. I know a lot of people love The Force Awakens, which is fair enough. But, you know.
I agree. I think I prefer it as well just because it's more original, and I just think, you know, the fact that it's more original and the fact that it's such a good, you know, homage to the original trilogy as well. That's what I really like about it.
Yeah, but it manages to be something new and inventive.
Yeah, it's its own thing. It's its own thing. I mean, Force Awakens, you could say that it was a bit too tied down in the original stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it did have its own ideas, like with the characters, like Finn and Rey and Poe. Well, not necessarily Poe, but those they did try, but the plot it was derivative of New Hope. It was part of A New Hope. It was a prelude to A New Hope, but it works incredibly well.
It's gonna be weird. Like, where are you gonna put it in your collection? Like between episode 3 and 4?
Well, I can't because I've got the first 6 in a box set, so I have to put it next to Force Awakens.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but when Last Jedi comes out on Blu-ray, I'll put Rogue One before Force Awakens.
Do you ever think they'll do a Star Wars complete movie collection on DVD or Blu-ray?
Well, they haven't released a box set with The Force Awakens attached or with Rogue One attached.
I think it's because Fox own the rights to episodes 1 to 6.
Yeah. That might be the reason why, but who knows? I mean, I just thought Rogue One was going to be a timekeeper, like just something just to pass the time until episode 8, but it actually turned out to be better than episode 7 for me, and
that's impressive for a spin-off film.
Yeah, though it doesn't feel like a spin-off film. It does feel oddly connected to the first film, episode 4.
Yeah, and it's interesting you rank them with the official episodes.
Yeah, I mean, as well as Gareth Edwards praised, I mean, Michael Giacchino doing the score in 4 weeks, that is pretty damn impressive.
You know what's also impressive? The fact that this film was shot within a year and released and edited within a year.
Yeah, well, it was shot, reshot, and all of that.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, considering when I reshoots and stuff.
And there's so much that went into it, like practical effects and everything, like the story, the characters. It all comes together really well.
I think maybe Michael Giacchino should take over from John Williams. John Williams isn't bad, but he's kind of losing it.
Yeah, he's getting on, and I think when time comes for John Williams to pass the torch, Michael Giacchino will be there. Michael Giacchino is a brilliant composer. He's done some great work, so he'd be the perfect replacement.
Yeah. Or Eric Serra. Joking.
He might well score the Han Solo spin-off.
Imagine if Eric Serra composed the next Star Wars film.
I don't want a DJ scoring Star Wars. Fuck that. If we ever do a commentary on GoldenEye, God.
Oh yeah, Iceland. They filmed in Iceland.
Now we await episode 8, The Last Jedi.
Last Red Eye.
Return of the Dead Eye. Yeah. That was interesting. I've not seen this film for quite a few months, so yeah.
The Empire Smokes the Back. No, I'm surprised it's come out on DVD this early.
I thought it was going to be another week or so before it was out, but yeah, well, the Americans got it earlier. Alan got his DVD, I think, last week or before then.
Yeah.
Oh. They put Carrie Fisher in the credits, like to acknowledge her for using her at the end. So
Yeah. We're gonna have a nice tribute.
yeah, well, apparently there's going to be a couple of unused footage that they're going to put for episode 9. As long as it makes sense, I suppose. But
yeah,
that's Rogue One, a Star Wars story. That was fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. It was crap. Joking.
I think you mean it kicked the crap out of other. So that pretty much concludes this commentary. Is there anything you'd like to say, Jack, before we close off?
Just watch Rogue One because it's awesome, and watch Last Jedi.
Yeah, we'll be looking forward to The Last Jedi, so
You do a trailer reaction when that comes out.
maybe, yeah. We'll definitely do a, like we did with Spectre, we'll do like a hangout reflection on our thoughts. I don't know when we're going to get the trailer, actually.
Yeah, it'll be nice because the last hangout we did for Star Wars, I unfortunately forgot about it and I couldn't do it with Alan, so it'd be nice to hear from him again.
Yeah. Well, when it comes out, we'll arrange a time. But yeah, thank you guys all for watching and listening. And as always, I'm MrTardis11. This is Jack McCullough, and see ya.